Well, hey. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30-plus year video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today, for June 9th, 2025, we'll run through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing. And there's stuff to talk about today. It'll be fun. But good morning, Ultronimus and Jam Kellogg's. Good to see you guys. And I had a little family road trip this weekend. And so didn't play as many games as I might, but I still did. And I still did play games, so we'll be able to talk about that. But it's nice to be out too. It's nice to be away sometimes. So that was a good thing about that. Well, let's see. Let me get the starting screen up here. What have I been playing? Well, let's see. We left Friday morning to head out, and so I didn't really play. No, Friday I had the show. So it's like I had the show and then we left. It was perfect timing. And I think, on this show I was playing this Chronicles of the Wolf demo, which I am super impressed by. Can't wait for this game to come out. But it's been a few days and I've been on a trip, so I forgot when it comes out. We're going to have to look that up. But then jumping into some more Death Stranding. But just a little bit. I can only do a little bit at a time because, and I guess this is just the early part of the game, but so far the walking back and forth as the main, it's like, it just takes up time. But I think the game is psychologically trying to set you up. And I've, read about and heard about what the game is really trying to do and really trying to say, blah, blah, blah. And maybe some of that I understand and don't. There was a level of it that just has to do with being connected that I can actually just see this game. And it's something that I resonate with, the idea of all of us like being connected. I don't know what that means exactly, but there is a sense of that in Death Stranding, or the idea that is sort of the underlying worldview of, the protagonists and the characters is really just trying to get connection again or something. And it is interesting, like you could feel it. And I think Kojima does that well. You can feel what the game is trying to do, but playing it is a completely other story. And it's almost, and I think artwork is hypocritical in this way, because a lot of times artwork is to show something, that expressing something, it usually reflective of the environment you're in. That doesn't mean it's political or anything, but it could just be based on something you like or ideas you're mashing together. And the thing with Death Stranding is the game it's trying to be about making connections, but the game requires you to sit in isolation for long stretches of time. But then the rewarding feeling is within that connection. So I don't know how intended or intentional some of this stuff was with this game, or it's just a personal experience, but Death Stranding is very interesting, even though it's not necessarily fun to play. So, who knows if I'll even beat it. And the reason I'm wanting to play it also is to, Death Stranding 2 is coming out, and I'm a fan of the auteur, the gaming auteur. I don't think many exist. That's something that's in filmmaking. It's something I took for granted when I was younger. I didn't know, what was his name? Oh, his name's Kojima. No, Igarashi. Why am I forgetting that name? The guy that did the Castlevania games. Like, you didn't know that was the guy behind the scenes. It wasn't until later, like with the DS games, that they started referencing IGA all the time. And I was like, oh, so this is who makes this game. And so gaming auteurs, I'd like to find a list of those. Oh, excuse me. Whatever that cough was I had, it's pretty much gone except for what you heard just then. Okay, so on the trip, and I forgot what part of the trip this was. I want to say I was in the hotel. I played some more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. I went through a run where I beat one of the bosses for the first time, moved on beyond that. For a roguelike game, it is done well. It is done well. Yeah, it's a little repetitious at the beginning because you're constantly in the sewers for the first level. But it's fun to play, and it seems like I'm always unlocking stuff. Then you can choose which turtle you want along the way. It's a good game. Good game. I'd love to try co-op sometime. In fact, built in, they have the matchmaking co-op that you can just try at any time. So it's cool that they have the options, and it's crossplay. My whole thing, it would be great to get it on the Switch too. Yeah, I still want to Switch too. I think I could get it if I went out and got one, but I'm just kind of like, it's just dropping that money right now. I was planning to, with the Best Buy card, but I don't know. It's not a Gundam game. If it was a Gundam game, maybe I'd get a Switch too. Okay. Resident Evil. Okay, so the other thing, and we'll talk about some of the stuff announced at there's Summer Games Fest, Xbox Showcase. Yeah, because the Summer's Game Fest, I think it's funny. It happens when we do these trips, family road trips. It's funny because usually while we're driving, there's some sort of. I remember even with E3, it'd be like the Xbox events and all that. But no, with this one, yeah, I remember we got to the hotel. I was chilling outside by the pool, listening to the rest of the Summer Showcase, and they showed Resident Evil 9, which looked pretty cool. So Village being the only one I haven't completed yet, I had started it I think a month or two ago, and then I just went back into it again to play it some more, and it's okay. I need to get a little further on because now I'm at that early on. It's like the hub part in the village. It's a weird feeling, and it could be the same thing even with like horror movies where it's not as scary anymore. So a lot of it is like, okay, I'm trying to figure out how do I manipulate the gameplay. Here's what the game is like, trying to figure out what the game wants me to do and how I can maximize that. And so sometimes, like the beginning, there's a scripted sequence that I didn't realize is a scripted sequence. So I was trying to play outside of it. And then, I had to, I guess, be somewhere to trigger the scripted sequence or whatever. But yeah, looking forward to finishing the game, even though I guess it's more of, I think Capcom is an amazing AAA publisher. I've played all the Resident Evil games. I'd like to go back and finish this and even finish the remakes. I haven't really played through the remakes. I have a little bit. But yeah, just to prepare for 9. All right, so for what and I didn't play 3D. I brought my 3DS. I didn't play it. I turned it on once and it was dead. And I was like, why is it dead? I've had it charged. So I plugged it in to charge it and I just didn't get to it. Yeah, I think a new notification. How did I get a new notification? Hold on. Oh, see, the battery on this is completely dead. That's interesting. But how would I get a new notification on a 3DS? What could it be, guys? Street Pass? Spot Pass? You've earned your first play coin. What? That? How would I still have that on? Okay, this thing is about to die. Hold on. So, yeah, I bought it used over a year ago. The battery's fine then. I wonder if the battery's just dead. I need to get a new one. Okay, let's jump into some of the news that happened. A Nintendo Switch 2 reportedly breaking all console sales records in history. That's cool. Um, let's see. The Okay, for perspective. Okay, let me start from here. I've now heard from 3 independent people that Nintendo has globally shifted over 3 million Switch 2 units. This doesn't include any additional sales made today already and over the upcoming weekend. For perspective, no console has come close to that level of sales in 24 hours. Over a 24-hour launch, the previous record was held by PS4, which sold just over 1 million units worldwide. Wow, the 2-month total record is around 4.5 million units. Well, that's still really good. Held by PS5 and PS4. Okay, so is that total? Nintendo is on pace to beat that in less than a week. Wow. Sales of this magnitude have literally never been seen in console history. That's that's really awesome. And I wonder, let's see this. Okay. Okay, no, that's the same thing. So that's cool. It's cool to hear that this thing is selling like expected. Nintendo knew what they were doing. I just gotta get mine, and I don't know how that's gonna happen. I wonder if it's gonna be where I'm in a store and I see it, and we just happen to have the money. That's probably how it's gonna happen. All right. This is interesting stuff. So again, we had those showcases. I don't know if I'm going to go through everything that was released. We'll probably kind of skim through that. So the first Xbox handheld has finally arrived. And this is after those leaks we saw where there was those 2 Xbox handhelds. And yeah, they pretty much announced it, and it's everything I've expected and talked about and would want. It's kind of no different than my ROG Ally. It's a little more powerful, and it has the thing that I wanted done the most, and they did it, and that's handles for the grips. So here's an interesting thing, and I almost went on a Twitter rant, but I just didn't. So like when the ROG Ally first came out, I didn't buy it yet because I was just curious what everyone would say. And because I originally pre-ordered a Steam Deck, and then when it was time to buy it, I decided not to because I knew the ROG Ally was coming, and with the Steam Deck, that would be Linux-based and locked down. Now, yes, you can install Windows on a Steam Deck. It's not going to be as powerful as a ROG Ally. So my thought was, okay, I'm just going to get a ROG Ally because with the ROG Ally, I can do Steam and Xbox and Epic. Okay, good to go. So the ROG Ally comes out, and the journalists are generally just complaining about it. And I don't know if you guys remember that, but if you go look, most big sites, bigger journalists during that time were complaining about it. Like complaining about using it, how it's just not fun to use. And I didn't get it. And it's this complaining about Windows, but it doesn't make sense to me. With the ROG, I have it right here. It's taken apart because I'm modding it. Otherwise, I would show you guys. But people thought the Windows thing didn't make sense, but it like you swipe from the bottom if you want to get to your desktop with the touchscreen, or just get back to your game with the touchscreen, and then use the analog stick as a mouse if you want. But what it looks like, this is where sometimes we can get an idea maybe of the psychology of, is it the media, the journalists? Is it the consumers? Because consumers loved the ROG Ally. They were buying it. In fact, I ended up really really realized, because there's a time we went to Best Buy and we saw it and I was like, oh, should I get it? But the non-journalists, the more enthusiasts that had their hands on it, were explaining everything I wanted in a device. The ROG Ally is the only all-in-one device that does exist. I mean, there's the Lenovo Legion Go and then the MSI Claw, so that counts. But at the time, the ROG Ally was the only one. And the only downside to it was the missing grips, and they added that. So what's very interesting is I feel like when you come across these journalists that are given things, like given the ROG Ally, given the Steam Deck, it's easy for them to be like, I just don't like it. I want something because I got this easy. I want it to work easy. So the minute they had to use a ROG Ally and had to interface between a Windows desktop, Epic Game Store, and the Steam, they're like, oh no, this is cumbersome now. And so what I'm getting at is, so Microsoft has changed this new ROG Ally to where it is just a little simpler for the person. Like when they showed the multitasking, it is not a big deal, or the lack of the desktop look. It's almost like, man, I don't know. It's like when an adult's talking to the kid and they're like, oh, does that bother you? Okay, here. It's like a Band-Aid, or when you kiss the boo-boo to make it better. Yeah, that's what I guess I'm getting at. Microsoft just kissed a ROG Ally to put the little X on it. Be like, okay, guys, don't worry. This one is made so it's easy to play between Windows and Xbox. Because I guess what I'm getting at is, this has all been consumer perception between the journalists that got the ROG Ally for free and would talk bad about it because they had a Steam Deck, and the consumers who would then get a ROG Ally and be like, oh, this thing is actually awesome. And the Microsoft's having to go out there and be like, journalists, it actually does work like this. Here's a hands-on. Do you see how many, did you guys, I mean, really, we don't see this often, how many controlled hands-on of that hardware there was? It's different than a Nintendo thing, right? And they had all of these little things to say to explain, don't worry, guys, when you play this ROG Ally, it's going to be easy to switch between your games. And I know I'm sounding a little, it's just, it was, it would be Jeff Grubb of Giant Bomb, Carrick of ACG was another one. It was, these guys were like, this ROG Ally is just not worth it. It's just, the software's not there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is the only way we can play everything right now. Anyway, look, I just had to rant because this is me as a game enthusiast with little reach, seeing this interesting sort of psychological manipulation that had to happen. ROG Ally comes out, journalists just don't get it because they get things for free anyway, so they're like, this is too hard. So then Xbox has to go back and be like, okay, well, let's have the ROG Ally then have an X on it, and then it's easier to, and then they invite all the journalists to the hands-on to be like, guys, this is how you do it. I don't know, I find it funny. Okay, so we're gonna move on to some, okay, every game trailer and announcement in the PC Gaming Show 2025, not really, but we'll look at some cool ones. In fact, when it came to the PC showcase itself, there was nothing, and I could have missed something, but nothing stood out. Nothing stood out. And I'm going through this again, and I'm actually seeing some things I don't remember seeing from before, but nothing is standing out, which seems bad. Moonlighter 2, didn't know about that, but I think that might have been the first time it was announced. Maybe, I don't know. Batsu, that looks funny. I don't know. Overall, and it could be because it's like PC gaming showcase, right? It's not like any specific, there's not like some company being like, okay, we need to, like an Xbox or PlayStation. Wow. So they announced a lot of stuff because I'm not even down this list. Spirit X Strike. Early access. So I tried that Spirit Strike here on the channel. It's a martial arts combat game, but early access, I'm not I'm not going to do that. And then obviously 007 looks great. We saw that on the PlayStation showcase, I think. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? There's a lot that I might need to. Oh my god! Yeah, look at it just keeps going. If anyone has any like top of mind, like, oh, this game was cool, let me know. Otherwise, let's see if anything in the comments. All the video links are black and empty. Interesting. Okay, here's something here. Well, we'll see. Again, sometimes it gets to when it comes to video games. It was like that with me with movies, when there's just so much, then you realize there's no way I can experience all of this. Let's look at the Xbox gaming showcase. A couple things from this, obviously the ROG Ally, Xbox Ally, Super Meat Boy 3D. I did not expect this. But I totally want to play this. I that's funny that it came out of a pipe, but then teleported down. Or the pipe came up until so this is cool. Like I loved the original Super Meat Boy. So what this looks like is, I would say, like Mario 3D World, but obviously the emphasis is going to be on the obstacles, the traps, and I've complained before about, like, Prince of Persia or a Metroidvania where it's focused on platforming. I don't mind platforming. It just, I'm either going to play a game for that or not. Like when I was playing Astrobot, there's so many typical Mario platforming levels, but then they would have a couple of these, sort of platforming challenge levels. It's like, that's not what I want to do. But if I'm playing Super Meat Boy, I'm doing that on purpose. And then the game is designed around that, because a lot of times in Super Meat Boy, once you die, it immediately teleports you back to a pretty good spot to start again. So I that is the coolest one. And then let's see, Ninja Gaiden 4. Did it get a release date? I think that's what. Yeah, October 21st. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is getting some DLC. I still need to finish the first one. I keep forgetting about it. I mean, it was cool. It was just very slow for me. Let's see. Clockwork Revolution. I don't know. I feel like there's so many of these Victorian steampunk games that have like cartoony looks to them, and the characters have goofy things to say. It's like they're all the same. But I kind of like what they're doing with the story, with the clockwork. They're kind of robots, but steampunk droids or something. It's kind of like Blade Runner. Okay. What else from this list? Oh, Gears of War Reloaded, kind of don't care about. Yeah, okay, here's the thing. The Black Ops 7. I feel like Microsoft's been pretty on point with things, even if they don't sell. But the way they marketed Black Ops 7 was very cringe. The way they ended the showcase with that, as if we would care. I feel like we just got a Black Ops, and then we're happy that we got it on Game Pass. It's like, let us fester with that for a little bit. But because when they were showing the Black Ops 7, like, it looked like it was some different game that looked pretty interesting, and then it said Black Ops 7. It's like, really? I don't want them to mess up having Call of Duty on Game Pass, because if they're just gonna not be creative, like, to have the next game be Black Ops 7, I don't think is a good idea. That could be this them playing it super, super, super safe, but I don't know. Let's see. Okay, you know what? Let's jump into some games. So I went to Game Pass, and it was showing that the Tony Hawk 3 and 4 is out, but it's just a demo. But let's do it anyway. Let's do it anyway. And I forget how that worked. Like, I remember playing Tony Hawk on the Dreamcast. And wasn't it where it was the... I know, I'm trying to think. Like, on Xbox, it's like they released a special edition, a special version of the third one or something like that, which is how I played the third one, because I don't think I ever played the second one. All right, let's do this. I do not know what to expect. Oh, sweet. Pre-order or upgrade to the Digital Deluxe Edition to get Doom Slayer. Huh. I don't know. I'll be Tony Hawk. Oh, you know what? I guess I kind of don't care, but you know the music, if it's like copyright, I don't know if we'll block the video. Okay. It's been a while. Well, I think it has, because I was just playing 1 and 2. I don't remember the buttons exactly. Okay, it's coming back. It's like riding a bike, except a skateboard. So let's look around here. Do I remember this? It's so hyper detailed that, I mean, this could be a brand new level. Or a level I never played. Let's see, let's look. I mean, the graphics are cool, that's for sure. Let's see. Restart, run, and run. So the right trigger switches my foot. Oh. Even the left trigger does something I'm not too familiar with. That was cool. I don't know. Did I press Y? Yeah, Y. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know. I got oh, and then they have the different songs. See, I wanted to look at that. Oh, they have Ace of Spades. I don't know. As soon as I started playing it, it felt normal, and then I was like, no, Ace of Spades. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm done. So there's college. Okay. We'll exit this, right? We can exit, right? I don't know. Didn't feel it, but it could just be I've played these games so much before, and I recently played that other one. The 1 and 2 that came out recently. Let's see. The other thing, I did download the Hitman. So I've played the Hitman, all 3 of them, but I think I've always played them on different consoles. Like, for instance, I think I beat Hitman 2 and 3 on Stadia, which is weird, right? It's just really neat that they've got this new free map where you get to play against or try to assassinate Le Chiffre from Casino Royale. Le Chiffre. I don't know how they're pronouncing it. And it's free, and it's pretty cool. So I've installed that, and I might give that a try later. I just, that's another game to think about. Actually, let me pull up, because I wanted to talk about before we leave. Okay. Release date. There we go. Let's look at. Okay. So Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition. Oh, that was Switch 2. Interesting. So they timed that perfectly. Look at all the Switch 2 games. Oh my gosh. Okay. What is today? The 9th? So Chronicles of the Wolf are on the 19th, but where? Yeah, Stellar Blade is the 11th. So, and then Mind's Eye on the 10th. Mind's Eye really depends because it seems like, and actually, let me change. It'll look better if I do it like this. No, like this. Mind's Eye looks like it could be good, but it's kind of, there's not any previews or anything, so it'll be interesting to see. Stellar Blade is the one I plan to spend a lot of my time on, but I don't know how much I'm going to like it because, I played the demo and it's fun, but I think, could other games grab me? And so, yeah, I think I got a good week before anything else. So, all right, guys. Well, that's about it. Just, a few reveals from the Xbox and PC gaming showcase. Nothing crazy, but I do think that handheld is a good future, or look at the future of gaming and all that. So, anyway, I'm going to bounce all. This was a lot of fun. Talk to y'all later. See ya.